He said he's rolling, so I guess that means that's our cue to say the lines.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another edition of 1911 Syndicate. Today, we're talking about Aimpoint, specifically
the Aimpoint Duty RDS. This is their new optic, just hitting the, yeah, really just kind of hitting the shelves now.
last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, like very recent. So we'll talk about it, relationship with Aimpoint, how it performs, all that kind of stuff. Happen to have a T2 back here. That's convenient timing for the discussion.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Before we get into that though.
Tell them about shooting surplus.
Shooting surplus. 1911 is our code there. It will get you 5% off the entire website. 5% off on a, say, B&T SPC would be what? What's that? Do the math.
Oh, 5% off that would be
2,500.
Yeah.
5%.
Yeah. It's late. I'm done.
Do you not know that math?
No.
Damn it, I was
The
hoping you would.
$150.
Yeah,
Is it?
$150.
Taking a guess.
Are you guys sure?
I'm,
Someone will correct it. I clearly can't do math.
it's like Wheel of Fortune. I'm saying $150.
Look, I was told I wouldn't have a calculator in my pocket for the rest of my life, but I do, so I just use that.
Teachers.
Yeah.
Next thing we got to talk about, all the ammo we shot today through this optic is provided by US Brass House. 2 codes there, 1911 and Syndicate. Enter both of those at checkout, save you $40 off your case of ammo. I think that's it, right?
Rock and roll.
Yeah. Go into, I guess, relationship with Aimpoint. We'll go from there.
Yeah, so
Cool.
really, none, really. I bought the optic. Yeah, I mean, I bought the optic, so there you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Problem solved, everyone. There's a relationship.
Not
so,
a shill.
yeah, that would be correct, everyone. Why don't you just hang on to that for a minute?
Of course.
Or for like 20 minutes, either way.
Either or.
Chris knows how this goes. I'm like, you mind hanging on this for a minute? Like 25 minutes later, you're still like trying to hand it back to me.
He's
So
like, I gotta hold my notes.
I gotta hold my notes. Look, I'm an actor. I gotta read my lines. Okay. I love when people are like, "Why you got notes?" Because we fucking filmed for 10 hours today. Like, I gotta remember this shit.
Yeah.
So Aimpoint to me is still the gold standard for red dots,
100%.
and I just don't see where it's debatable.
Nope.
They are. I love EOTech, different category. Just a different category of,
holographic sight,
yeah, it's a different
not a red
category of
dot.
product. Like those are probably the 2 most common things that I run. But in terms of red dot sights, Aimpoint is the gold standard.
Gold standard has been for a long time, and
Why is that?
Because they are
Durability.
bomb proof.
yep, durability.
They're just bomb proof. Now the caveat has always been, but you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay $900 for a T2,
Yep.
right? That's the reality, right? And frankly, on really Gucci guns, I almost always run like really Gucci optics. It just seems like the appropriate thing to do, right?
Also, it's
B&T,
a very much buy once, cry once type thing.
very much.
Listen, I got a Aimpoint T2 when they first came out. It's been on like 6 different rifles. It's been spray painted.
Oh, tons, yeah.
I mean, it looks like shit. It still runs great.
Yeah.
So,
So between a T2 and a Comp M5, which would be kind of like 2 very mainstream current, models that have been around and everything, $900, right? So you're gonna run $900.
yeah.
Which makes this a very interesting entry into the Aimpoint lineup, and I'm kind of litigate my case here. So the Duty RDS stands for red dot sight for any of you that don't know that.
I didn't know, so actually, thank you.
Yeah, RDS. So if you ever see RDS pistol class, same thing. It's just a red dot pistol class.
Why wouldn't I connect those two? Stupid.
I
Sorry,
don't know.
continue.
It's okay.
We all have different gifts.
Clearly, I don't have any.
You're big. You're
I'm
big.
disappointed in myself right now.
Yeah, but
that I
you're big,
didn't
though.
Make that connection.
Yeah, you're big and you got hair.
It's all right. You didn't make that connection. I can't do math. It's okay. We're falling apart.
So the Duty RDS was announced at SHOT Show 2022. The irony of this, I'm just realizing, we were all at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
Speaking personally, I came back from SHOT Show and there were 3 things I was interested in. I was interested in the SPCs, Aimpoint's new optics, and their new suppressors.
Literally this.
It's funny how a plan comes together.
This package was all I came back wanting.
It's like it was meant to be.
Yeah, and it's like all 3 came together on this gun. I mean, it's actually kind of funny now that I think
Yeah.
about it. So this has a law enforcement focus, right? This is
Yeah.
driven at the law enforcement crowd because it has a significantly reduced price point, over $900. We will get into that. I'll say right out of the gates, I don't see why. I get it, we have to brand it as something, so they're gonna call it Duty RDS and go after the law enforcement market. Cool. I don't see it as just being a law enforcement optic. To me, it's just like, this is just a fantastic new entry to the product lineup.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
From my understanding, I thought it was that so they could emphasize, because, law enforcement don't make the most money, right?
Sure.
And the government sometimes, not always, is paying for their optics.
Yep.
And the military, obviously, if the government's stroking a check for 1,000 T2s,
Who cares?
What does the dude care, right?
Yeah.
If you're a patrol officer and you want Aimpoint quality, but you're on a patrol officer budget,
Yep.
from my understanding when we talked to them at SHOT Show, that's what this is really geared towards.
And so the big question becomes, okay, so what is it that this does either worse or different than a T2? And I'm gonna break it down.
Worse, different, better.
I've really tried to think through this and go, all right, let's just break this down very logically. So we are going to use some comparisons. I'm going to be talking about Duty RDS. I'm going to be talking about T2s, and I'm going to be talking about the Patrol Optic, because
the Aimpoint Pro.
I believe that this is yes. I'm sorry, Pro.
The Patrol Ready Optic.
Yes. Yeah. So I believe that this is and I have no inside information on this. I believe that this is just going to be a replacement for the Patrol Pro, whatever.
It would make sense to me. They're the same price.
Same price point, more or less. So the Duty RDS, $500 MSRP. You probably have some mil-LE discounts, but $500 on this. Okay. So T2 MSRP $922.
Yep.
The Patrol $445. So this is what, $55 over the Patrol? Cool, great. No one's gonna go bankrupt over that. Hopefully not. So this has a 2 MOA dot, pretty standard stuff there, right? Nothing notable. So let's talk about battery life. So 30,000 hour battery life. I haven't owned this for 30,000 hours. So I can't tell you if that's true because I haven't owned it that long, okay? But here's what I can tell you. That equates to 3 years unsetting 7, okay? So these year markers that everyone gives on their optics, you always got to keep in mind, it's at a setting that's virtually useless to you, unless you're in low light, no light conditions, okay?
How many settings?
Oh, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there, Austin.
Okay, okay.
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
Sorry.
So setting 7, which is where it's rated for 30,000 hours, fine for indoor use or low light. So when I have this in my home as a home defense gun, setting 7 is actually fine. It's actually appropriate. So this would last for 3 years. Is that a long time on a battery? Yeah, it is. Yeah. In daytime light, setting 7 is not going to cut it, right? You're going to have to bump it up, which means you're going to reduce your battery life. T2, right, at $422 more, has 50,000 hour battery life, aka 5 years on the equivalent setting. So and the Patrol 30,000 hours. So this is the same as the Patrol, right?
Yep.
So the Patrol also uses, though, an uncommon battery. It uses this weird battery. I actually saw it the other day because I've never owned one of those. And I was like, the fuck battery is that? It's not a CR 2032 or something like that, or a 123A. It's this random battery. And I was like, well, that's a big point in favor of this. The fact that this uses
all your other batteries.
Yeah, right. And so my question when people go oh yeah, but it doesn't have as good battery life. Dude, is it that inconvenient to once a year, if you left it on all year, to swap out your battery? Is it that big of a problem for you?
Okay, last time I said this though, you made fun of me. Because every year on my birthday.
That's what I do though.
I switch out all of my batteries.
Because you do it on your birthday.
It's a weird birthday party.
A better birthday than go shooting. Right?
Why not? Why not? Why when? Why not do it on January 1 or February 15th every year?
Remember my birthday every year?
I party on my birthday, okay? Boats and hoes, dog. So that's a cut. Shit. Got my mouth, my eyes. Brightness setting. So 4 night vision, 6 daytime. Okay. Now, by comparison, first of all, the top 2 brightest settings are going to be the ones for daylight use. Perfectly fine. I mean, I've had it outside in bright daylight desert conditions. Totally bright enough.
Good as a T2?
Yes.
Better than a Comp M5?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, different battery type. Yeah. Yeah, in my opinion, yes.
Cool.
Yes, it is. So here's the thing. A T2 has 4 night vision settings and 8 daytime. So it's not that it's brighter from anything that I can tell. It's that you have more options in where you have that setting, right? So if you're zeroing or something, hey, those settings come in handy so you can tune it. But it's is 6 settings really going to be a problem for you? No, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So people are like, oh, but the T2 has 8. Cool. Does this impact your life? No, not really. It just really doesn't.
I'd like to know why there's 4 night vision. If they could do 2 night vision, 8 daytime.
I don't run nods enough to have an opinion on it.
See, and I've shot under nods a decent amount, pistols and red dots, and 1 or 2 settings is plenty bright. So I just curious.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't have any thought on it. Patrol exact same settings as this.
Yeah, 4 and 6.
Okay. Leading to my point, I think this is just meant to replace that big clunky old patrol
Right.
optic.
It's a micro red dot footprint, but in that price point.
Yep. So weight, 3.8 ounces with no mount. T2 is 3 ounces. The patrol is 7.8. Massive weight savings.
Double.
Massive weight savings,
Okay.
right? So that's a huge win. It is submersible to 80 feet, exact same as a T2.
Damn, I usually go 120 though.
Well, here's the good news. The patrol goes to 150 feet.
Ah, damn it.
So if you're doing deep sea diving with your optics, the patrol might be your winner. But if you're doing regular deep sea diving like us, then this bad boy's fine. She's gonna get the job done, everyone.
Get it done.
Yep. So it does come with a mount. It's actually fairly decent. I'll just show you the mount that they come with. So it comes with this mount, pretty solid, no issues. You know, like
Standard little mount.
yeah, basic, nothing fancy, right? I swapped that out. I threw that on a
It's a
Battle Arms, like skeletonized. It's like a real lightweight mount, and that thing's been really good. And obviously, it's extremely lightweight, so it's really not adding much in terms of weight to the footprint of that. The one that it comes with, 39 millimeter. Did you know what that is?
1.5.
It's a 1/3 co-witness,
Yeah, 52 millimeters is 1.5. So
whatever that translates to.
Okay.
I did
So
that.
the standard mount, a little low for my taste. That's just personal preference shit. That's just me. But I get it also from a department, if we're going for law enforcement, so that you can index irons, right?
Sure.
Designed so you can index irons within the window. So for me, I trust my dot.
Also, it's nice for a department to not have to buy mounts for everyone. Look, Optic comes with it. Run the mount. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. So, well, and that's the other thing is that, so this is the same footprint as a T2
Yeah.
or a Comp M5.
Yeah. It's just got the little shelf. That's
Yeah.
really it.
So all your standard mounts that you guys love, whether it's a Scalarworks or whatever the hell it is,
Scalar.
Battle or Unity or whatever, it's like they're all going to run.
Cool.
Another great move on Aimpoint's part.
Yep.
Compatibility
Forward
between the
thinking.
mounts. Yep. Adjustments. So the adjustments for brightness are buttons instead of a knob. That's different. That's a new feature for Aimpoint.
How do you like it? More or less? Same.
I don't really have an opinion on it one way or the other. The only thing that you could, in some weird hypothetical kind of fantasy world, is be like, well, the buttons are more susceptible to getting hit against a truck corner or something where you could accidentally adjust it.
EOTech has buttons. So.
Look, I really don't have an opinion. I really don't care. The T2s, for those of you that don't know, run on these big fat knobs, and they're pretty, again, I don't like saying this to another man, they're stiff, okay? But that is gonna prevent it from being adjusted easily. A button is more susceptible to getting hit. I don't care.
Now it gets less stiff over time, though.
Well, yeah, well, you can't maintain it
With
forever.
enough use, it will get less stiff.
Yeah, it's gonna loosen up.
Yeah, just like anything.
The buttons are recessed though, for anyone who's
Yeah.
wondering. So like you'd have to actually hit it on something sharp.
Like it's real not, and they say they do that for use of gloves so that you could, with gloves, easily hit it. I don't really see why gloves would impact that one way or another. But okay, cool.
I'll give you one observation.
Sure.
Being a righty, my support hand can adjust that better than my support hand could adjust the knob on a T2. 'Cause
Okay.
I have to come over.
Okay. Sure.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're pointed in, shit, I'm too bright, right?
Yes.
Operate.
Yep. Operationally.
Yep.
So adjustments, this is their only, really about their only miss for me, is that you have to adjust windage and elevation with like a little Torx wrench.
Tool.
I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know what's up with this thing. Like, why not give me something that's like a flathead so that I can use a shell casing? Like, I don't know why that's not happening. I just don't get it. The acro's the same way. Dig the acro. Don't know why they're doing this thing with a specialty tool.
Yeah.
Just me, you know, I just don't get it.
Yep.
But that's about the only thing that you could really say against it. Glass clarity, so some people allegedly have been saying, yeah, but there's the blue tint to it and the T2 doesn't have it. I can't find the damn blue tint that anyone's talking about on this thing. Like, to me, the glass is as clear as any other Aimpoint that I've got. Like, I'm just not seeing this tint. Like, I can't spot it. And you know what? If it's there, let's say hypothetically it is there, it is clearly very slight. How does it impact you?
I have yet to have someone tell me why they don't like the blue. And
I
how
could-
it
I could get-
impacts their shooting.
I can get why you don't like it, but how does it impact you?
Give me a reason why you don't like it. Is it just because it's blue?
look, I don't care either way. An MRO does have a noticeable blue tint to it.
But what does it matter? That's what
It doesn't. That's why I've got half a dozen of them.
That's why it's a moot point. Like when people are
I agree.
complaining, I'm like, there's no.
I agree, but I can't find any tint on that. To me, it's totally clear, right? Now, I got shitty eyes.
Yeah.
But.
Singular eye.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have a glass eye. Let's not go that far.
Well.
I just got shit vision in one eye, right? So I do think this is probably designed as kind of a replacement for the Patrol. I don't really know why anyone would buy that one when that exists. Like, why would you? Save weight.
What metal is this one made out of? 60, 61, or 70, 20, 75?
Do I look like I know that kind of information?
Can I see the box? This is important to know. Because I got a stipulation here. Continue, sir.
So a question that some people are gonna have is like, yeah, well, how tough is it? Okay, is it as tough as a T2 though? Cool, great. Here's my, let me, point this out. How tough are most of you on optics? How many of you are deploying overseas where you're like, oh, it's not as tough as a T2, that's what the military uses. Do you do military shit? Are you on a deployment right now? Or is something that's a really good tough optic perfectly fine for you? Because I'm way tougher on my gear than your average citizen shooter, because I just shoot more and I'm in a shitty environment with dust and everything. It's like perfectly tough for me. So what the hell are you doing to these things?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you like mounted it on top of, say, if you had it up on top of a scope and you were going to use it for a quicker acquisition or something like that and the gun were to fall over on it, like, I can't think of a situation where you would drop this more than a few feet and ever be able to damage it.
I just don't see that.
Or even rated for like a scar.
Yeah,
right?
now, like, would I recommend you attach it to a hammer? No, absolutely not, but it's going to be fine for everything that you're going to do.
I see it being an optic that I will probably buy on a somewhat regular basis. Because sometimes you're like, look, I want a really good optic, but I don't want to spend $1,000 on this. Like, this is just, it adds up. I mean, it's just the reality, it adds up. Yeah. So I think that will probably get put on quite a bit of guns for me is the reality. Great price point, great battery life, brightness, good controls, compatible footprint. I mean, to me, that thing's a winner.
Yeah, it's clear. It's a good window. I mean, like, you could say there's a bluish hue to the glass, but I've seen
Do you see it? I'm curious.
Slight, very, very slight, and I see it on other optics like the UH1, but that optic in particular, that hue I think helps people with astigmatism. So
I've heard that.
Yeah, so I've noticed that in particular, that whenever there is a little bit of a tint to the glass, I have a slight astigmatism, so that won't act up as much and won't flare up as much. And that's usually just, and for me, in dark environments. Outside it's fine, but it's not dark enough for it to change anything in terms of sight picture acquisition. Yeah,
and I genuinely can't, I'm just not seeing it.
It's very faint.
I mean, it would have to be. Like, you do a lot of like scope reviews and stuff like that, so you're pretty finely tuned when it comes to looking through glass, way more so than me and Chris are. But I mean, no matter how you look at it, that thing's a winner, man. Yep, thing's a winner. $500 all day.
I couldn't find what metal it's made out of. It's just high strength forged aluminum, is what it says. Okay. So at SHOT Show, I was super hyped on this, right? And the only thing that would be cool if they could put this in there, some way, shape, or form, is on some red dots, if you hold up or down, it will lock the setting in. Something like that would be the only thing on this that I would say, hey, that might be a cool feature.
I don't even know if it might do that, for all I know. I haven't tried.
It doesn't.
No? Okay.
No. Yeah. To turn it off, you hold down.
Yeah.
But if we could lock in the illumination setting, that might be the only thing that I'd say change about this.
That's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
But if it means like less battery life, then don't do anything.
Correct.
Just leave it alone.
But some red dots, you lock it in, it doesn't affect battery life, and it just stays on that setting until you unlock it. That'd be a cool feature. Yeah. That's it. This is a great. This is a great option. Great option.
Yeah.
Or you just don't let other people touch your stuff ever.
Well, I'm just saying, like
Jake.
One of the concerns was you bump it against something and it changes the setting. If we could lock it, then bump it against whatever the fuck you want.
I'm not worried about that. As a valid criticism, I'm not worried about it.
Same. I'm just saying, if that feature could get added in, with no downsides, cool.
Yeah, I get where you're going. Yeah.
I'm grasping at straws here.
Yeah, because there's not much to really critique there.
Yep. Cool, guys.
So yeah, that's a winner. That's a slam dunk for me. Yep. I'll buy more of those. And like I said, I bought that one, so there's no catch here.
We'll buy a couple for reviews and run them, and over the course of a year, 2 years, maybe do a follow-up video.
Yeah, we'll do a long-term review of it.
And then people can get a better understanding about how kind of robust these are.
Yeah.
Cool.
But for now, we're gonna get out of this freaking dust storm and go home and get some food.
Let's bounce.
So let's do it. Take care, kids.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
soon.
Be safe.
In 10 seconds or less, do you want to do hand-on-hand combat with 200 squirrels or 1 hippo?
200 squirrels.
I'll mark all 200 squirrels.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
hippo will wreck you.
You're gonna die with the hippo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're dead. You're dead.
Squirrels,
Well,
200 times.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would elbow one, just for the sake of having done it.
Yeah.
12-6, illegal in the UFC.
Legal in nature.